Hello and welcome to episode 44 of Marbella with him and her. He is
PJ Lopez and she is
Hannah Murray.
all the fours, 44.
All the fours, 44. Is there a thing for it in bingo? Is it just all the fours?
No, I think there is something for it.
I can't think what a four looks like. Because 20 isn't 22 ducks.
Two fat ducks.
Two fat ducks.
Oh, that's two fat ladies.
Two fat ladies, 88. I don't know what 44 is. Maybe it is just all the fours, 44.
Could be. We'll have to look it up.
We'll have to look it up. It's been nice to get back to normal this week. I say normal. We're a little bit late on the podcast. We prefer to record it on a Sunday. But we were very busy yesterday.
Happy birthday to your dad.
Happy birthday to my dad. But aside from that, it has been more of a kind of normal working week, which is nice.
Yes, I mean, I like having time off, like I'm sure most of us do. But it's really weird over here because you've got Christmas, back to work for a couple of days sometimes, and then New Year, then back to work for a couple of days, and then Three Kings and back to work. So yeah, stop, start, isn't it?
Funnily enough, I was interviewing someone today on my radio show and it was talking a lot about work-life balance. And I said exactly that, the fact that I really enjoy having time off, but I also am very lucky in that I love my job and I like getting back to work and having some kind of organisation and purpose to my life, not just having fun.
Yes, well, I work very much online, so although I could take the time off and relax, and I did do a bit of relaxing, I didn't knock myself out, but I did pretty much work every day because I have daily tasks that I want to complete so that I don't have too much to do a couple of days later.
You're very good.
I am good. I'm disciplined.
Yes, you really are. Talking of discipline, I went to the gym twice last week.
Well done, you.
I know. I went to Pilates on Thursday, the normal Pilates on the mat, not with machines. And I have to say, was really seriously impressed and blown away at how flexible some of these older women were. I was the youngest woman in the class, or one of the youngest women in the class, you know, doing a gym class in the morning. I don't mean 7 o'clock in the morning. I mean kind of 10, 11 o'clock in the morning before I go to work. Obviously, other people who are in the gym, there'll be mothers and there'll be a lot of retired people because most working people are at work. So one of the things we were doing, so if you imagine lying on your back, so lying flat out.
Oh, I can do that. I can do that.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
Then sitting up to the sitting position without touching the floor.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can do that.
These women could. I couldn't. I mean, I have done it before, but it's so easy to kind of get out of the routine. And I mean, obviously you're using your stomach muscles and your core, and you need to be doing these things regularly in order to have that strength to do it. And I was just I was almost there. My feet were coming up and I just slightly put my elbow on the ground in order to get up. But there were women in their 70s, if not 80s, that just made it look easy.
Was there flatulence?
There was no flatulence that I could hear or smell, thankfully.
Okay, good, because that has been a problem with the Pilates of the older generation before.
No, don't blame the older generation. We're just as likely to do it as they are. That's not got nothing to do with age. It's putting your body in different types of positions.
Control.
And also the positions. It's not all about control. It's about bending over a certain way and, oh, there you go, farting.
Come on, Hannah.
That wasn't me. That was your mouth. Then on Friday, I did 2 gym classes. I did Zumba, followed by body balance.
Okay, Zumba's not really a gym class, is it? It's just dancing.
Oh my God, we've had this discussion before. Yes, it is a gym class because you're moving and sweating. So yeah, dancing is exercise.
Okay.
It is.
Yes, we've had this discussion before. Move on. What was the other one you did?
How can you think you're right about that? You're so
The other one you did was what?
The other one was body balance.
I've never heard of that. What is that?
No, it's really good. Well, some of it is about balance, funnily enough. So when I told my dad, he said, what, standing on one leg? I said, well, funnily enough, yes, some of it is standing on one leg. So when you're standing on one leg, you're kind of moving forward a bit and moving your arms and breathing and, you know, staying on your one leg for quite a while. And I was finding that I didn't have an issue with balance. You know, there were some women that were kind of falling over because they were losing their balance. I didn't have an issue with that. I had an issue with my supporting leg just started to hurt. So I had to stop because it was hurting.
Well, to be fair, you're not a flamingo, are you?
I'm not a flamingo. I have good balance, though.
But I don't think humans are meant to stand on one leg.
No, obviously not. But it was good to be back at the gym. I'm not sure if and when I'm going to be able to go this week because somehow I've got lots of other things on, but it's good. I want to go as and when I can. We might go together tomorrow night. I want to start lifting weights and things.
Oh, okay. Gosh. New year, new you.
Absolutely.
Yes, well, I will go with you. We were going to go today, but then we said, we've got to do the podcast, so we wouldn't be doing this.
So you are our priority. We care more
Exactly.
about you than losing weight.
Well, to be fair,
Getting fit.
we sweat a bit when we're doing this, don't
Yeah,
we?
we do, to be fair, yeah. I also, back to normal, had brunch with my dad on Friday after I'd been to the gym class, which was nice because we realised we hadn't done that for ages because of all Christmas and stuff. I've seen a lot of my dad, which has been nice, but normally with you there and with Sheila there, and I do value the time with my dad, so it was really nice to do that, have a catch-up, just the two of us.
Yeah, it's good because you can just have a good old chat and talk about things that you want to talk about, and without me and without Sheila there, you've got stuff as a.
Not like we talk about you or anything, it's just, daddy-daughter time.
Why don't you talk about me?
Well, I've got better things to talk about.
Okay. And that was a podcast for this week. Bye. See you. Never see you again.
No, stop it. We went to our fave, Pandora. We go there quite regularly now when we meet up. They're getting new menus done. They've kept a lot of the same things. They've got rid of some things. They've added some things. Bit of a change round with some of the prices, but all good. Dad and I both had eggs and bacon on toast, and it was very nice.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
I think I had cereal. Well, no, actually, I think I was on my intermittent fasting kick then. So I was trying not to eat till much later in the day, and it's worked. I mean, it has.
You have lost a few, pounds?
Yes. It was nearly half a stone, to be fair.
Wow, well done.
Yeah.
Really
Well, I'm
good.
not sure about today, though, because I had soup today. I think it's because we went out for lunch yesterday and had quite a big lunch. So that obviously has still made my tummy want more. So I had 3/4 of a tin of Pringles. Yeah.
Why are you buying Pringles? You said Pringles bloat you and makes you feel...
I do. I feel awful.
So why are you
I feel
eating them?
dirty.
Oh, well, you look dirty. We have to comment on the fires in LA. Absolutely devastating and heartbreaking to see. It's so shocking how it spread so quickly. And I saw today the death toll's gone up to 23, I think, now.
Yeah, it's horrendous. Awful stories, sad stories, and not just stories of people losing their houses, but obviously people, even worse, losing lives and things. But it was I don't know even how to describe it. When I say amazing, I don't mean, oh, wow, that's good, isn't it? I mean, incredible to watch these winds, these hurricane-style winds. And I think it's a combination of the winds that they've been getting there and the fire generates its own type of weather sort of system with the winds and everything. And literally, these palm trees were nearly touching the floor, but with fire.
Oh.
I mean, I've never seen anything like it.
No.
And I read today, I didn't read the full story, it was just the headline was enough, but it was about a woman saying, I'm going to miss him, he was my life. And she had to leave her son, who was in his 20s, but he suffered, can't remember what condition, he was in a wheelchair basically, and he didn't want to leave. And couldn't leave like the other evacuees because he needed help and everything. So he decided to stay and yeah, that was it.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's horrendous. I mean, we've seen, obviously, a lot of the famous people who have lost homes because they've been reported in the press, no more or less important than normal folk. It's just we hear their names because we know of their names. Billy Crystal was saying it's been their family home for generations. They bought
1970s, they bought that home.
Yeah. And Anthony Hopkins lost everything, and you think of these people that have been in show business and the entertainment industry for so many years. You imagine how many artifacts and things that they had in their homes, scripts from award-winning films, the awards themselves.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder how many Oscars have been lost. I mean, it must be horrendous. But as you said, that's on one side of the scale. And then you've got people that aren't in that league at all losing everything also. And a lot of the people that have at the lower end of the scale, because it's very different in the USA when it comes to insurance and healthcare and everything, as we know. A lot of those people wouldn't be insured. So they literally have lost everything with no chance of replacing it. And we're not talking about memories. Memories will never be replaced, but we're talking about the physical houses.
Yeah, the furniture and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is heartbreaking to see. And we, like everyone else, we can only applaud the firefighters and all the amazing work that they're doing round the clock, and all the people that are helping out, rescuing. I've seen lots of posts about what about the animals and helping them. And yeah, there's just so many people doing wonderful work. So
What was shocking, though, was they ran out of water. And this is a big investigation going on now. But California, and the Palisades in particular, ran out of water. And it's something that's been going on for a while, because some of the big sort of stars have come out and said that, no, we've been talking about this for a long time. There is an issue, and they're not sure why and how and whatever's going on. But of course, that has meant that they weren't able to fight the fire in the way that they needed to get it under control. So that's a huge investigation that needs to be taken out.
Going to our own house, last week we had been inspired to do a lot of decluttering and cleaning. We've continued that into this week. I've put all the Christmas stuff away. We sorted the car out. I washed outside. You cleaned inside. You've done all the lawns and stuff. I meant to say last week I was very much inspired to start this declutter journey by Ingrid Jansen, who I've interviewed many, many times on the radio. She and her business partner Leslie run the Declutter Hub. You can follow them online. They also have a great podcast as well. It was 2020. It was the beginning of the year, and they were doing their Reset Your Home challenge, which they do at the start of every year. And it just gets you into the mindset of going through your stuff, but starting one section at a time. You know, if you have loads of stuff that you need to clear out in your house, the idea of tackling it is really overwhelming. And even if you break it down to a room at a time, that can still be overwhelming. You know, if you think, right, I'm going to tackle my kitchen today, you might not be able to do it in a day. There's a lot of stuff. So what I learned from her is the beauty of breaking things down as small as possible. So a kitchen being a good place to start, and start with a shelf. Open up a cupboard and go, right, I'm going to tackle that shelf. Take everything off it, clean it, work out what you want to keep, what you want to chuck, what you want to give to charity, and then put it back. And then if you have time, if you have the inclination, do another shelf. And then you go, oh, I've done a whole cupboard. Brilliant. Break it down like with anything, like with writing a book. Do 10 minutes of writing a day instead of thinking, oh, I've got to start writing my book. Make it smaller.
Yeah, so the decluttering is not my idea of fun at all.
Oh, you've got into it.
Well,
we were doing it together.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay doing my pantry.
Your pantry.
My pantry with my stuff there. But taking a normal drawer and doing it, I mean, we did try and do it together in the lounge, weren't we, when we went through some cupboards, and I think I might have walked off and just left you to it, because it's not my idea of fun.
No, but you haven't left me completely to it. You have joined in a bit, which does make
Yes, I think I drank a glass of wine and watched you do it.
Yeah, okay. But I got your opinions on things.
Yes.
So if you are going to do it, I definitely recommend listening to the Declutter Hub and getting some information, or at least following them on Instagram. But yeah, break it down. A drawer at a time, a shelf at a time. That's the way to do it.
And do you know what their Instagram is?
At Declutter Hub, I think. We didn't drink any alcohol for pretty much a week, did we? From when we went to Rhondda on Friday. The next time we had a drink was the following Friday evening. We pretty much did a week, and we felt great on it.
Oh, yeah. Waking up in the morning so fresh, so alert. It's amazing. I mean, we're not alcoholics. We sound like alcoholics, but we're not. We do like a few glasses of wine, but it's
a creme de menthe.
Oh, God damn. As I've said before, you might as well just drink Listerine.
No.
It's the same. In fact, Listerine isn't as bright a green as that is. But anyway, it's a weird thing, because you can get quite used to having a glass of wine or two each night, and not like you're an alcoholic, but you get into a rhythm and a system, and it can make you feel a bit cloudy the following day. So not doing it for a while, it cleared.
Really did. It's very easy to get home from work and go, oh, should we have a glass of wine? And we're okay. We're not kind of, once we open a bottle, we don't have to keep going. We can just have a glass of wine, which is good. But yeah, we felt great not doing it this week. And we're not going to be doing it every night, every week. But yeah, we're wanting to drink less, definitely during the week.
Yeah.
Also at the weekends.
And combined with a different way of eating as well. We're trying to eat a lot differently using stuff that we've got, because I think we've been a bit, what's the word?
Spend happy.
Yes, with food. So, we'll buy stuff and then it'll come to the end of the week and it's like we haven't used it and then we've got to chuck it out without even opening the bag. It's just ridiculous. Which is an utter waste of money and food. So we're going to make sure that we use stuff that we get. I mean, I think we mentioned it again last week, but we've got so many different types of pasta, so many different types of rice, so many different types of pulses. So we're going to just put things with those and have them. And this week, rather than doing the pulses, we're going to concentrate on vegetables. We've bought some nice fresh veg from the greengrocers in San Pedro, which is one of our favourite places to get our vegetables from. Not only is it fresh, but it's so cheap as well.
Yeah.
And we're going to just have vegetable stews and vegetable curries and things. And then maybe later on in the week or next week, we'll go back to pulses and do the whole thing there. But it's a great way of eating. We're mixing and matching. We're having protein as well because we had fish on Friday, which was the first time we'd had fish for a long time.
Oh, it was really good. At home, you mean?
At home, yeah. I mean, I don't like frying the fish at home because it does make the house smell of fish for a while. But one of my presents, which I'm not sure I told you about, is like this flamethrower to light the barbecue, which makes it a lot easier to light the barbecue. I mean, it's this most amazing piece of kit. So that's where I want to cook my fish because it's outside, it's in the barbecue, and it doesn't matter if it stinks.
Yeah.
But that was great to have the fish on Friday with some mashed potato. Well, not mashed potatoes. It was sweet potato, wasn't it?
Sweet potato.
So yeah, really healthy. But anyway.
And on Saturday night, I drank ginger beer. I bought some ginger beer because I thought something a little bit more exciting than water over the weekend. We had, as I say, we had a drink on Friday night. So on Saturday, I was quite happy not to. And drunk ginger beer, which was really nice.
Yes, you drank mine too, didn't you?
Yeah, because you had a glass of wine.
I had a glass of white wine. But only a glass of white wine while I was
I
good.
think you had two.
It was 1.5.
Okay.
Well, I drank what was left in the bottle. Mm-hmm. And that was one. I had one glass while I was cooking, and there was a half a glass left after that.
Okay. At the fruit and veg shop, bought some chilies.
You're getting all judgy.
I'm not judging. I'm just correcting you. I bought some chilies at the fruit and veg shop and we weren't sure how hot they were. So you decided to make me do a chili challenge.
Yes.
And filmed it.
Yes. So I had no idea how much to put. I was making a vegetable curry and I had no idea how much chili to put in it. Were they like stupidly hot or were they not really that hot and I needed one or two? So the only way to find out was to ask Hannah to try it.
And the fact that this was the night when I'd had a couple of glasses of wine, the whole thing seemed amusing.
Was it hot?
It wasn't too bad, although I did struggle, as you can see in the video. I was like...
She did go a bit red.
Went a bit red, yes. But it was much better than I thought it was going to be, yes. Thank goodness. We did a little bit of shopping on Saturday. We didn't want to kind of go out and spend lots of money, but we took a few items of clothing back from Christmas presents that weren't quite right.
Christmas presents I got you that weren't quite right.
All right, well, I didn't want to say.
Well, it's better to say it was from me than someone else thinking, was she taking one of my presents?
Okay, no, they were from PJ. We had a little look in the sales and bought a few bits ahead of my Goa trip in March.
Yes. Bras and things. And we booked the flights. Squeaky bum time. Yes.
We have booked all my flights to London, Goa, Chennai, back again.
Yeah. A little bit more expensive than we anticipated, but they're done.
Yeah.
It's amazing because when you just say, it's a long flight, I'm going to need a bit of extra leg room, because it's actually a flight that stops over in Dubai and then goes onto another plane. You've got to do that twice. So you don't have to pay for the other leg as well. So, not the
other leg.
No, I don't mean don't mean you've only got leg room for one leg.
I only want leg room for my left leg. My right's quite happy squeezed against the seat in front.
I meant the leg of the journey.
I know.
So that could be another tick off your box. So even if you don't go out the airport, it's like been to Dubai. Tick.
Yes. Oh, I will tick it on the
So
list.
I was mentioning it to someone today, and they said, "I'm sure Dubai's got a spa
in the airport."
In the airport. But you've only got a couple of hours, so I think,
so I
don't think you'll be able to use it.
Well, we won't be able to drink, so maybe we could spa instead of wine.
You could have, you'd probably be able to have a nice shower and refresh yourself before you get on the plane again.
Shower?
Yeah.
I'd rather have a spa. Facial.
You won't have time for that. You won't have any money for that. You spend it all on the bloody flights.
Yeah, probably costs about 400 quid for a facial in Dubai.
So anyway, that's that part of it done. And then on the way back, you're coming back from Goa and you're getting on a Virgin flight.
Virgin Atlantic. Emirates on the way there, Virgin on the way back, which both airlines I haven't flown with before, and they're both good airlines, aren't they?
They are.
Really excited.
Yep. So that's all done.
There were slightly cheaper flights for Air India, but having looked at the reviews online, it was a definite no-no. They weren't great.
No, they didn't sound very
Nice.
nice.
At
Yeah.
all, in any way.
Yep. So that's not happening.
No, thankfully. As PJ mentioned, it was my dad's birthday yesterday, so we went on a little day trip. Sheila suggested a place called Iznajar.
Now, I want to know how you say it, because there's an accent over the A. So I think it's Iznajar.
No, isn't the accent over the final A?
No, it's over the first A.
Oh, well then it'll be Iznajar.
Yes.
Iznajar.
His knacker.
Iznajar.
His knacker. I think that's a bit rude to say about your dad on his birthday. We went to see your dad's knacker.
Stop it. Iznajar.
His knacker?
Stop it. Iznajar.
Well, you stopped to say about your dad's knackers.
I'm not going to say it. And it was really pretty. Parts of the village were completely decorated in these blue plant pots. It's difficult to explain. You'll have to have a look at our photos. But really, really gorgeous. So picturesque, wasn't it?
Beautiful place. It's about 1 hour, 20 minutes from San Pedro, going towards, I suppose, Malaga, Granada. So you go past, you don't go towards the airport, you go the other route, don't you, past Malaga, as if you're going to go on to Nerca type way. But then you take a turning off as if you're going to go to Granada, but then you take another turning off if you're going to go towards...
Cordoba.
It was
in the province of Cordoba.
Was it in the province of Cordoba? Yes. But a beautiful place, beautiful village.
Massive, massive lake. We're definitely going to go back in the summer because it's loads of people do water sports on the lake and it's really cheap, really good price.
Well, we've got our own paddleboard. So it's going on somewhere that's still and no tide and no waves, there's a perfect place to learn how to paddleboard properly, I would imagine.
Definitely.
So yeah, that would be good to take the paddleboard there.
It'll be great fun.
And
we had a lovely lunch. We went to a chiringuito. We were slightly nervous that we weren't going to find anywhere that was open because it's off season, but there was a chiringuito that was absolutely packed. I mean, I feel like everyone had gone there. Valderenas.
Yeah, Chiringuito Valderenas. And oh my God, so I think half the village have gone down there. So the funny thing, we were walking into the village on the way there quite early, and we were walking up a hill and not much going on. And then when we were walking back down, there's this guy sort of hanging over the fence outside his house, because it seemed like everybody did their laundry and the whole village smelt of laundry. It was really strange.
Laundry day.
And then when we got down to this place, I saw this guy. Isn't that the guy that was hanging over his thing doing his laundry? And then you saw him. So, oh my God, yes, it is. So, yeah, obviously a very popular place for locals. And oh my God, the food.
It was really good. Sheila ordered a steak, T-bone steak.
So it was like being in the
massive.
It was like being in the Flintstones, like when he gets that big steak and it puts on the car and it topples over. It was almost like that. I mean, she ordered a chuleton, and wow, it took up. I mean, it was a big plate anyway, and it was the size of the plate.
It was massive, amazing, but yeah, really good food, really, really
and good value as well. It wasn't expensive, was it?
No. We have an event coming up that we wanted to mention. There's a play reading, the first one of the year, organised by the International Theatre Studio that we're members of, coming up on Wednesday, the 22nd of January. So tickets are available, €12 for members, €14 for non-members, which is a great price. It's at Atalaya.
Yeah, it's under the Atalaya Golf and Country Club. It's all great fun because you can read if you want to, but you get a slice of pizza or two if you're lucky. And yeah, join in the fun. So all the information is on internationaltheatrestudio.org.
Yeah, it's a comedy, this one. Sheila's actually organising it. But when you go along, you don't necessarily know what the play is. And even when you're told what the play is, you won't necessarily know it or know anything about it. But that's fine. You can volunteer to read, and the organiser gives you a script and says, OK, you're reading the part of Nancy, and off you go. So it's a great way to get started in the theatre if you're thinking about doing more, or it's just fun to get involved. You don't have to take it any further after that. Or you can just enjoy the pizza and enjoy listening to a play.
Yeah, and some of our most recent, I'm going to say, stars of the theatre, because they really are, started this way. First time we saw them, they read, and we were so impressed with them, and then they came along and auditioned, and they've been acting ever since, basically. Sue Hall in particular, who's now not only done stuff with us at International Theatre Studio, but also a couple of things at Salon as well. So, yeah, great way to get started.
Definitely. Couple of articles from the Sir in English. I saw there was an article talking about a round the world cruise making Malaga its first port of call. It's an MSC ship, MSC Magnifica.
Like MSC. I might stow away.
Oh, I'd honestly love a round the world cruise is definitely something I want to do in our lifetime.
Yes, I think that is the ultimate bucket list item for us.
We'd need to do it when we're retired because they're like months at a time.
Oh, no, exactly.
Couldn't take the time off work. But this particular one goes to 46 destinations in 21 countries. How good does that sound?
So I'll do a deal with you. When I get to the age where I can't really do much and I'm wetting myself and all that stuff, we'll go on one of those. They can look after me. We can go and see lots of other countries and it'll be cheaper than putting me in a home.
Yeah, I mean, I'm screwing my face up thinking, oh, that doesn't sound fun. But then if someone else is looking after you, I can disappear and get drunk on my own. It sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't thought that through really, have I?
I'd rather you were more kind of with it.
Yes,
and we were doing stuff together. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's definitely cheaper than a home. I'm well up for ending my life on a cruise ship as well.
Oh, don't
Worst things have happened at sea.
Oh, well, not apart from ending your life. I don't think that's.
I don't mean killing myself.
Oh, okay.
I just mean, dying naturally. There was also a piece in the Sir in English talking about Antonio Banderas, who invited Richard Gere.
Tony Flags,
who invited Richard Gere to...
Richard Gere.
Oh, stop it. To see his Gypsy show in Malaga's Soho Theatre. Nice to see Richard Gere here, but he's got a place here now, hasn't he?
Not here, in Madrid.
Oh, Madrid, okay.
Yes.
As a Spanish wife or girlfriend?
He has a Spanish wife, I think, now. I think so. I've not followed if it's wife or girlfriend, but his partner is Spanish.
I think it said in the article that he's 75 and his partner is 41.
Wow.
Which is quite the difference. So she's younger than I am.
Hang on,
and he's older than my dad.
I'm just writing down some notes here.
Don't be writing down notes.
Well, no, I mean, we've already discussed last week.
Listen, I love you, but you're not Richard Gere.
Wow. Really insulting podcast this week, isn't it?
You're better than Richard Gere.
Uh-huh.
I'd much rather be with you than Richard Gere.
And talking of Antonio Banderas and people being invited and celebrities that are spending a lot of time in Spain, the other person that happens to be with somebody that's got Spanish roots is Brad Pitt.
Oh.
He's...
Sorry.
Sorry. Can you not orgasm on the middle of the podcast?
Oh, I love him.
Well, so does she.
Can he be on my list? Can he do one of those
He's
lists?
not on your bucket list, no. You can't do Brad Pitt on your bucket
What they do in
list.
Friends when they have a list that is their cheat. What I can't remember what they called it, like a cheat sheet, like people they're allowed to cheat with, celebrities, if the opportunity should arise. Will you allow me to spend an evening with Brad Pitt?
Sure, of course.
Oh,
yeah.
thanks.
Because I know it's never going to happen, so I don't mind saying it.
Who would you have?
Kylie.
We're going to see her in concert.
So it could happen. I'm closer than you are.
Are you going to be drooling all night?
Uh-huh.
Oh, God.
Kylie.
Stop it.
So we were talking about Soho Theatre. We went to see... we love the theatre and we'd love to go and see Gypsy, but it is all in Spanish. And I saw excerpts of Grease, which is also playing at the moment, and that's all in Spanish. And
it's weird.
Yeah, I mean, Go Grease Lightning in Spanish just doesn't have the same appeal. But we did.
You know all the songs, and if suddenly you don't know all the songs, it's
and although we did go and see a chorus line.
Yeah.
And we watched it just before we went, so we're familiar with all the songs again and everything, and you know them anyway because you were in it when you were younger. And wow, that was good. I mean, they did sing some of them in English and some of them in Spanish. Most of them Spanish, but the last, Spanish. I'm pretty sure the last song was in English.
It's not quite the same. Let's be honest. It's not quite the same.
So, yeah, we had a lovely time. It was a great experience because it's basically his theatre. And apparently in the port, he has a pizza restaurant. which is meant to be absolutely amazing,
And
apparently.
this is in Malaga Port?
Yes.
You don't know what it's called?
No.
Okay.
I can find out there.
Yeah. And we have a little quiz for you that we were given this week by a friend of ours, Rachel. We need to remember to give you the answers next week, though. See if you can get your head around this. So it took me and my dad separately about 20 minutes.
Oh, I did it in about 10.
Well, I gave you a clue for 2 of them.
That's all right.
Okay, we did it without clues. So there are 5 countries in the world that if you write their names in capital letters, and that's very important, each letter has to be a capital letter, no parts can be coloured in. So, for example, the letters A, B, O, R and D, when written as a capital letter, all have bits that you can colour in, the top part of the A, both bits of the B, etc. Whereas the letters L, E, remembering a capital E, S, letters like that, you can't colour them in. So there are 5 countries in the world that if you write their names out in capital letters, you can't colour in any parts of the letter. See if you can come up with them, and we'll be revealing the answers next week. So that is it from us, I think. We hope you've enjoyed today's episode. It is goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from her.